Welcome back to another episode of the WorshipCast. My name is Franklin.
And I'm Matt. And we're going to talk about some Sunday morning pre-service rituals. 5. All right, everyone. We are going to talk about 5 pre-Sunday morning service rituals that every band member should do either by yourself or collectively. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how often we forget these kind of things, you know, and then you end up on stage with a problem. You go, if I had just done this ahead of time.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you don't check and you're like, crap, I should have checked.
Yeah, for all of you with your pedal boards with 15 to 20 to 50 cables on it, this is for you. So, first and foremost, one of the first things you should do in the morning before Sunday morning service, get comfortable. If you like coffee, get coffee. Mm-hmm. If you drink a soda in the morning like I tend to do, get a soda. I know a lot of people that Sunday mornings for them are like different for some reason. Like every other day of the week they'll drink coffee, and Sunday they're like, no coffee for me.
Yeah.
Like what? Why you do that?
Yeah, it's okay to have a little pick me up.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're used to that kind of thing, don't shirk it for Sunday morning worship. You know, that's a weird thing. Like, do your thing, get comfortable, get ready, get in a good place, because if you don't get in your routine, it'll throw you off all morning. You can't, you'll get in your own way.
Yep. It'll get to you sometimes. You're like, crap. Yeah. I kind of wish I had that cup of coffee.
Yeah, it would have been nice. So yeah, definitely do that. Make sure that your whatever your morning ritual is, still do it on Sundays before church. Get yourself in a good place. That kind of leads to into the next one. You're in a good place. You're at church now. Some churches rehearse before the actual service.
They do.
Some don't. They kind of rehearse during the week, and then they
come in, that's it.
Yeah, get up and it is what it is. Either way, if you're rehearsing beforehand, you're kind of already doing this. You're checking your gear, right? I mean, you're making sure your keyboard works.
Sometimes. I have had that one time happen where I'm like, crap, why aren't my keys working? And I forgot that I set one of my the piano portion all the way down, so I had to push it all the way down. I had already had it all the way up, so it wasn't playing. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So I switched over piano, switched to my other piano. I'm like, dang it.
Mistakes never happen.
Mistakes, never happen.
But yeah, check your gear. If you're rehearsing beforehand, kind of like he said, mistakes can happen afterwards. Stuff can blow up in the middle of a set. I can tell you all about tubes going out on you, but if you're doing your run through and everything sounds good, then that's excellent. If you don't do a run through beforehand, try to get there a little early. Check your stuff. Keyboards, you guys have a lot of wires that run from here to there, and make sure all that stuff's good. Drummers, whether it's a real kit or an electronic kit, make sure your drum heads are tuned. Bass players,
make sure you're just tuned.
Yeah, guitar players.
Guitar players do too much.
Yeah, basically, moving on. Guitar players, if you've got a Helix or a Kemper or something, just make sure it works. If you've got a pedal board, please make sure it works. There's nothing that looks worse on stage to me than, and it's happened to me, and it's unfortunate, than a cable that goes out somewhere. And next thing you know, you're down on your hands and knees in the middle of a set, unplugging stuff and playing amateur electrician in the middle of nowhere.
I have seen it happen.
Yeah, you've seen it happen to me.
Yeah, I've seen it happen to him.
I've been there, and it's terrible. But if you're checking your stuff beforehand, it should help eliminate most most of the times of that happening. Every time it's happened to me, it's been a freak accident.
Or has it been a freak accident? You never know.
I am a freak, and I have accidents.
Or maybe I kind of like, no, I would never do that.
I'd wire Franklin up if he did that. So,
or maybe he did it to me. Well, my keyboard.
dude,
What do this? Never mind.
Most of your cables have exposed wires. Like, I didn't do that. Look, we use vintage gear, okay?
Yes.
Another one is if you're doing like a pre-service run through, that kind of counts as a warm up. Mm-hmm. If you're not, check your gear, warm up.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of guitarists feel like they just pick up a guitar and go. Mm-hmm. You can do a degree, but not as good as you can if you warm up the fingers a little bit, man.
Yeah. Sometimes I even just play a chord here and there, and I don't even think about it. I just get to the keyboard and I start playing. I'm like, it's just a chord progression that I just do. Or bassists just get there and they just play that. I don't know.
Stand on their tiptoes and do the.
They always do that.
Do the pecking bird.
Yeah, run some scales sometimes. It's okay to run some scales.
Absolutely. If you're a drummer, stretch.
Stretch.
Get ready for what's to come.
Do some paradiddles.
There you go. I love that word. And vocalists, definitely warm up your vocals. Starting vocals cold it can be damaging. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I need to get better at personally myself.
I do too. I'm sucky at it.
Yeah.
I'm really bad.
Again, these are things we all should be doing. We're examples of regular people too. My wife, she sings and she always warms her vocals up. And it's a lot of times it's in the car on the way there. Mm-hmm. And she sounds like a bird. She's doing some kind of, it's like a thing.
Can't wait to hear that on the.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But it's she's had a lot of vocal training, so I don't know anything about it, unfortunately, and she could tell you more. But whatever it is, it helps to warm your vocal cords up and get you ready for what you're doing. Even if you have to walk around the halls of the church making silly noises, warm up your stuff.
Warm it up. Yeah.
It's like stretching when you go to the gym. You don't want to go in cold and grab an 80-pound weight and pull a ligament or whatever happens when you
these voices
go to the gym.
These are muscles. So if you screw something up, you screw something up. Yeah. Sure, you can still play if you're an instrumentalist, but if you're a vocalist only. Ooh.
Yeah. For guitar, not warming up hands and stuff can cause, anything from arthritis to weird forms of carpal tunnel and all kind of stuff. I mean, it happens. Mm-hmm. Take care of yourself, your hands and your throat and your voice and, your arms and legs and feet if you're a drummer because you guys use your whole body.
Yeah.
Warm up.
Take the time. It's okay.
The next one on the list seems like a given, but well, you'll forget to do it in a minute. You get in a rush.
Yes. Oh, I know this.
What's the acronym?
PSP.
Yeah, it doesn't stand for PlayStation Portable.
No, it does not.
The PSP is the pre-service poop.
Yes.
Okay? Don't forget to go to the bathroom in the morning, guys. I know that seems silly to talk about on a show about this, but seriously, if you forget to go to the bathroom and you have to the whole time, it will affect your worship because that's all you'll be able to think about. Like, it happens to everybody. You don't want anything to get in the way.
No. If you feel an inkling, go.
Yeah, if you feel an inkling, go do a stinkling.
There you go. I was trying to make something, but you got it. There it is.
Yay! But on a very serious note, don't forget to go use the bathroom beforehand. Don't get yourself in a bad situation where you're dancing around and everybody thinks you've got the spirit, and all you've got to do is pee, man. You can't.
I've had some.
Yeah,
I've had to go once or twice. Couple of times, and that was my fault. Just didn't go. You gotta go.
Absolutely, you do. Because it'll come across a weird way if you don't.
Oh yes.
So all these things that we've talked about so far have been. I mean, they're all very important to do.
Yeah.
You check your gear, warm up, you get your morning routine going, and finish your morning routine, if you know what I mean. But they all kind of pale in comparison to the next one. And the next one is what I think is the most important.
It is. It's very important.
Part of the morning. You got to pray.
Yep.
And praying by yourself is great. You know, if you get the opportunity to do that. But I feel like it's also extremely important to do it as a band.
Yep. Do it as a band. Do it as a whole team, even if you're, that's a whole, the pasture, even the production team. We're trying to implement that eventually one day. But it's hard getting people there. It's just lives. People got kids. That's the biggest thing. Kids. It's a Sunday morning. Nobody wants to get up. But it's okay. But definitely pray as a group, and as a worship team, talk it out, just one step by step, and then game plan, and then pray.
Absolutely, it's very important that you realize that your worship team, like we've talked about nearly every episode, is a team. You've all been given individual gifts that come together to make this worship thing happen. So you guys need to pray together as a team. The people behind that soundboard are your band members. They're part of it.
Yep.
Everybody that can make it needs to be in there praying together, that God shows up, that he blesses the service, and that nobody gets any of the honor or glory but him.
Yep.
The prayer that our worship leader always says, whether we're in our church or we're playing another church, is God hide us behind the cross, and that is the utmost importance. And it reminds your whole band again to move yourself out of the way, so that you're not standing out there hoping that you get seen.
Yeah, that's so important.
Absolutely.
5 rituals.
5 rituals. You guys do these things. If you are not doing them already, if you're forgetting one of the important ones,
which one is it?
You'll know if you forget it. Go back and try to start adding those to your morning routine. If you have to get up a few minutes early, which I'm not good at doing for anything, do it. Start to make it a part of your day, because you don't have to go to church and play. You get to go to church and play. You should be excited. You should be ready to be there. And I would say this: if your band doesn't pray together as a whole, try to get that together. Try to enforce that.
Do that, because I don't know. It allows a connection between you guys as a band, as a team, even the production team, everything. If you guys can do that, you guys can get on sync, and then you guys can truly worship without knowing that, oh, he's got my back. We try to do that every single Sunday, as best as we can.
Hey, and if you're praying up with your team too, like that, if there's ever any animosity that happens for some weird reason, or if there's ever somebody with an ego that wants to be out front, when you do that as a team, you pray together as a team, it can start to break some of those things down, because at the end of the day, it all goes back to Acts 2. Everybody acts on one accord, right? Everybody has one mission together, and it's for the same thing. You pray together, and it starts to tear some of that stuff down, and I mean, you've got to get there, or you will be unsuccessful as a team. I've seen too many teams fall apart. People leave because feelings are hurt. All this kind of stuff. And it's unfortunate, and it creeps in, and things happen. But pray together. All right, those are your 5 pre-service rituals from Matt and Franklin. Drop us a comment, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you've got any other pre-service rituals that you do, anything else that may be odd, or something else that's helpful that maybe we didn't mention. We want to hear from you.
Yep, let us know.
We'll catch you guys next time. And I would say this: if your band